Call me a skeptic, but I do not believe in love at first sight. I think it's BS. I think it's BS.
You contradict most men because apparently up to 72% of men, according to a survey, do believe in it, while women are slightly less.
I love the women's percentage. It's 90% from age of like 18 to 29. Then it plummets to like 56%.
Because then we're traumatized by men and we don't want to fall in love with them. I think you can automatically see somebody and say, oh my goodness, they're attractive. We're having a vibe together. I mean, immediately, if I feel pain, I feel pain. Immediately, if I feel fear, I feel fear. So why can't immediately, if I feel love, I feel love?
That's just lust at first sight.
I agree. I would say it's more infatuation.
I think you can immediately feel lust, but I think love is over time you get to know them and you trust them and things like that. But I do believe like oxytocin and dopamine, like that stuff goes off when you meet someone.
It's like a clock's right twice a day, right? And I mean, it's like people say, oh my God, it was love at first sight. Well, how many people did you think that was going to be love at first sight and they ended up being a bum?
But here's the thing, like you said, clock striking twice a day. Every now and then, that love at first sight is going to result in two compatible people having that experience. It's just luck.
There's also an undercurrent theory where the idea is that if you smell pheromones, you're supposed to genetically be attracted to something opposite than you or genetically different enough so that the offspring have optimal choices for genetic decision making. So there's that with pheromones as well.
You're gonna have a chemical reaction when you see somebody who you're attracted to. That's irrefutable. So it's lust at first sight, not love at first sight.
And also, just like the American dream, it has been pushed on us forever. Like also love at first sight, I think it's just a narrative that's been said. It sounds so fluffy.
Sounds like a bad movie.
It sounds like a wonderful movie.
Okay, I have a day job. So these are the people I cover during the day job who all believe in love at first sight.
Was it love at first sight? Was it a slow burn?
It was love at first sight.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say that, yeah.
We kind of knew. I feel like when you know, you know.
I had love at first sight, yes. When I met Tom, it was absolutely love at first sight.
And was it at first sight?
I feel like more so for me.
Harry, what did you love you so much?
If I met Idris Elba in a dark bar, I would also have love at first sight.
Also, what do you expect celebrities to say on an interview? They're not going to say no.
I mean, with love at first sight, I think it's more of the idea of being captivated. Because you're not necessarily encountering those emotions consistently, you can be like, oh, this is love. Now, I do think that love is something that is developed over time. I think it's rooted in a bond and it's rooted in connection. However, I think that because a lot of people aren't captivated like that or intrigued like that, when they are captivated and intrigued, they conflate it with love.
You don't fall in love the first night.
Yes, you
No,
can.
you don't.
You can.
What are you falling in love with if you don't know the person?
Everything, the face, the pheromones, everything. It's a type.
You know what this reminds me of? It's like there's one person and you're the person in the world who was meant for me. The one person in the world.
Soulmates,
Y'all don't believe in soulmates?
Vast majority of soulmates are actually a proximity-based thing. It's who's within your 5 to 10 mile radius.
Of course it is.
Absolutely not.
It's about imagination, right? We're highly imaginative human beings, right? So when we see somebody that we lust after, we start to imagine, oh my God, what's it gonna be like when we live together? What's it gonna be like when we get married? Is the honeymoon gonna be in Cabo?
In fact, we project all these expectations and fantasies upon it.
But also, over time, we retell our own origin mythology. I mean, have you guys ever been to a wedding, you know, where the groom is like, it was love at first sight, and you're like, I was there, and you were having sex with 2 other people.